The clients were really under the impression that they were fine. He was actually excited to retire. And unlike a lot of advisors out there, we don't just do what the client says. We kind of look at the whole picture, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what we think is most important. That people want to know that they're going to be okay. And the only way to professionally tell them that is to look at the whole picture. You have to look at all the facts. And once I saw their whole picture, it was apparent to me that they did not have enough money, that they were not going to be able to maintain the lifestyle that they have for themselves if he stops working. And they were concerned, they were upset to hear that. But there's usually always solutions. I mean, people can continue to work longer, they can get another job. Even if they retire from their current job, they can get a part-time job, or they can get a job that they would enjoy more, even if they're not earning the same amount of money. You can cut some spending, you can move and downsize, and there's some other ways that you can hopefully make it work. Listen, if people are terminally ill and they're gonna live one more year, then sure, you can retire. Or like my dad used to always say, the good news is you could retire. The bad news is you probably just can't stay retired for that long. That's the joke, that everybody could retire. It's just a question of how long can you retire for. And, we want clients to be able to not work. But just because you're able to not work doesn't mean that you shouldn't work. If people enjoy their work, then, keep working. You got to find something to do to fill your time. So anyway, for this particular client, a change was needed. Otherwise it would just been a few years and they would run out of money. So they were willing to move, even though they didn't want to. They were willing to, because they'd rather do that than continue to work, because that would have been another option. And it wasn't an easy decision. At one point he told me he lost 20 pounds. He was so upset. It affected his appetite. I think it was a lot of shock to the system. Like in 1 year, you're retiring, and now you're also being forced to move. You should be careful to take on too many life events in 1 year, because every big change comes with anxiety. You shouldn't bite off more than you can chew. So, going back to this client, they moved and they adjusted to a new lifestyle. They cut wasteful spending, they tried to reduce their budget and focus their spending on what really mattered to them the most. I'm happy to report that now it's been a few years since they're in the new house. Sure, would they like to be spending more money and doing things they once were? Yes, but I think now they find new happiness and new peace in knowing that they're secure, and knowing that if they continue to do what they're doing, they're going to be okay. They're now aware that running out of money is a thing, because I don't think they were thinking that way before meeting us. And so now that they know that, wow, you could really be in hot water, you can really be in a situation that you'll run out of money. So knowing that they're not in that situation anymore brings security to them, and that security, I think, is it's priceless.